grateful to all of you for being here today. I apologize for being late. We are actually a campaign that is in the habit of being close to on time. But we got a little behind schedule because we got a wonderful endorsement today from extraordinary interest, and we ended up falling behind. But I'm grateful to all of you sticking around. I have been running for 15 months now, running for President of the United States. And when I first started running, some people asked me, "Why are you running this time? You're a relatively young man. You can afford to wait." And I explained to them, I'm not running because of some long-held ambitions. I'm not running because I think it's my turn. I'm running because of what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. The fierce urgency of now. I believe that there's such a thing as being too late. And that hour is almost upon us. We are at a defining moment in our history. This week, we marked the 5th anniversary of the war in Iraq. A war that we were told would take a few months and cost $50 or $60 billion that has now lasted longer than World War I, World War II, and the Civil War. A war that has cost us over $500 billion so far, and some estimate may end up costing us $3 trillion. A war that's cost us thousands of lives, thousands more maimed, and has not made us more safe. We have an economy that is teetering on the brink, not merely of recession, but perhaps something worse. And we see it in the credit markets that are frozen. But we saw it long before Wall Street understood. Ordinary people, ordinary families all across Oregon, all across the country, who are having to work harder and harder just to get by. Have never paid more for gas at the pump, never paid more for electricity or college or health care. 47 million people without health insurance. Those who haven't, you're seeing your co-payments, deductibles, premiums going up and up and up each year. The average family has seen their health care costs go up 78% since George Bush took office. Our school system, despite the slogans, leaves millions of children behind, unable to compete in a global economy. In such circumstances, we can't afford to wait. We can't wait to fix our schools. We cannot wait to fix our healthcare system. We cannot wait to care for our veterans. We cannot wait to end global warming. We cannot wait to end this war in Iraq. And the American people were looking for a politics that wasn't about tearing each other down, but was about lifting the country up. I was interested not in spin and PR and double talk, but I was interested in straight talk and honesty, a truthful conversation with the American people. In other words, I was betting on you, the American people, because I now live in Chicago. I'm not originally from Chicago. I moved to Chicago after college because I wanted to work to better neighborhoods. And there were a group of churches that were dealing with the devastation of steel plants that had closed. Thousands of people had been laid off from work. The communities had deteriorated. These churches came together, and I worked as a community organizer for 3.5 years, helping to set up job training programs for the unemployed and after-school programs for youth. And it was the best education I ever had because it taught me ordinary people can do extraordinary things when they're working together. It taught me to change. It the change happens not from the top down, it happens from the bottom up. And so I entered into this campaign believing that we are a decent and a hard-working people willing to sacrifice on behalf of future generations. And that if we could just get beyond some of the divisions that constantly distract us, if we could come together, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, young, old, rich, poor, come together to challenge the special interests that have come to dominate Washington. And then also to challenge ourselves to be better neighbors, and better parents, and better citizens, that there would be no problem we could not solve, no destiny we could not fulfill. That was the bet that I made 15 months ago. And I'm here to report that after crisscrossing the country and visiting 46 states and talking to hundreds of thousands of people and shaking tens of thousands of hands and kissing hundreds of babies. Yeah, I might have to kiss that one. That's I'm not sure what I'm to do that. Eating hundreds of chicken dinners. I am here to report that the American people want change. They are ready for something. If we have an honest conversation with each other, we can start tackling right now. There is no reason why we can stop talking about the outrage of 47 million people without health insurance and start doing something about it. I put forward a plan that says every single American, if you've got health insurance, will work with your employers to lower your premiums by $2,500 per family per year. If you don't have health insurance, you will be able to buy into a government plan that's similar to the one I have as a member of Congress. There will be no exclusions for pre-existing conditions. We will subsidize you if you can't afford it. We will emphasize preventive care so we have a health care system and not a disease care system. And we will do this not 20 years from now or 10 years from now. We can do it by the end of my first term as President of the United States. There is no reason why we can't move boldly in the direction of energy independence. The notion that we're sending $1 billion to other countries every day, when we could cap the emission of greenhouse gases that are causing global warming, take billions of dollars, reinvest them in solar and wind and biodiesel, putting people back to work, building windmills and solar panels and creating alternative fuels that would employ millions of Americans for decades to come. The reason we're not doing it is we're not bold enough. We don't have a sense of urgency about it. Not because we don't have the technical capacity to start doing these things. It requires us to invest in science and research. You need a president who believes in science because we have to have that. But we also need a president who believes in an economy that's balanced and fair. We've got a short-term crisis with our economy. We've got to loosen the credit markets that are locked up. And so we've got to deal with the home mortgage crisis. And I've got very specific plans for that. But even as we deal with the short-term problems, we've got a long-term problem. I believe in the